All right. So, in our next session here, we're going to talk about real world application with practice owners. Sean, I know you're on this one. For Deandra, the other gentleman is Matt Conroy, who's one of my partners here at Madden and Gilbert. But in the meantime, Sean, if you can introduce yourself to everybody here, that'd be awesome.
Sure. My name is Sean Weatherston. I've been a PT for 26 years, a private practice owner for 20 years. I have 4 clinics in Southwest Idaho, in Nampa and Caldwell, Idaho, just outside of Boise.
Super. And what cash-based services do you have right now?
We're doing laser right now, and we also have a recovery room that's got cold plunge, sauna, Normatec stuff, doing some assisted stretching sessions, that sort of thing.
You're doing everything.
Trying.
That's great. Awesome. Matt, you and I know each other really well. If you can introduce yourself to everybody here, that'd be awesome.
Hey everybody, my name's Matt Conroy. Like Chad had mentioned, I'm a partner with Madden and Gilbert Physical Therapy. I'm the director of our Shrewsbury clinic. I've been a physical therapist for about 11 years, fellow in orthopedics and manual therapy. Our clinic in Shrewsbury uses laser, but we're in the process of bringing a Run DNA unit into the clinic.
Great. And I don't know if you heard me bragging about you in the previous session, Matt, about the first week with Run DNA, but it seemed to go pretty well.
Went very well. Yeah. Yeah.
So when we were on with Mark, Doug, and Garrett, I had mentioned that 10 years ago, we had said at Breakthrough, there's going to be a day where we have to add cash-based services on the back end. That's the only way we're going to survive. I did not think it would happen this quickly. Adoption has ramped up very fast, especially over the last 5 years, and that we're forced to look at those cash-based services just so we can make ends meet and have reasonable business math where, reasonable profit margin. So I really want to focus in this session on how you're rolling it out. So Sean, we'll start with you. How do you think about when you bring in a new treatment technology, and you can pick whatever you want to, but think about how you rolled it out in the beginning and how you're making sure that the utilization is high, because the last thing we want is a piece of treatment technology sitting in the corner being the rack for, the hot pack drying rack, which is a disaster for us. So how'd you think through that? What did you learn along the way? Maybe some pitfalls that you can help other owners avoid as well.
Sure. We've had the laser for about 6 months, and I was a skeptic for a long time. I was one of those I don't use modalities kind of guys, and finally the research on the laser finally won me over. From there, it was a matter of trying to get my staff on board. One of the things we did, like Mark mentioned, we had a demo day where we had one of our staff meetings where we had our therapists try it on each other, and we brought in a few patients that we thought might be a good fit for the laser, and that got some good wows. It didn't get the complete buy-in from every single therapist because there were some skeptics, or some people didn't think it was quite the awesome thing that maybe some others did. But I just got some staff input and just tried to do a lot of staff education. So both from the research side and from the wow factor side, from actually doing demonstrations. That's how we got things going. We had a really good initial open house that Lightforce and Breakthrough very much helped us with as far as getting a bunch of patients in. We had a really good boost immediately. And then, like most things, it kind of tapered off a little bit. And so to prevent it from being the treadmill at my parents' house that is just a clothes hanger, we just had to make sure that we're still pushing it. So it's on our scoreboard. So we have a contest to see which clinic has the most laser sales. So we try and get a fun little competition there about some lightsabers that can actually battle it out with the laser. And that's kind of a traveling prize that people respond to. The biggest thing that I've noticed is it's constant education. I've shown my leadership team, and I'm getting ready to show my staff the sales video that Chad just mentioned that Run DNA did for him. That's amazing. So that Google Doc that you just shared, Chad, is going to be incredible for helping me remind my staff about that. But also the biggest thing that I've noticed is that we just have to make sure that people are doing the trial. If we get people doing the trial, make sure that every new patient that comes through the clinic gets a trial, it really sells itself. When we notice that laser sales are dropping a little bit, it's because they haven't been doing the trial. They feel like they're too busy, or they just forget, or whatever. So it's just making sure that for me as the owner and my leadership team, my clinic directors, we're making sure that people are keeping it top of mind and offering something that we know will help, and then making sure that people get the trial, because it always good things happen if people get the trial.
Sean, you mentioned education. What is one way you're doing education? Because there's probably many variables, but how are you providing education for your team?
Anytime a new journal article comes out showing the benefits of laser photobiomodulation, we're making sure we're doing that with Laser Club. Again, that's one if you wanted one.
A journal club?
Yeah.
Cool. Got it. Cool. Awesome. Love that idea. Matt, I know you're very much a driving force here for us. You're on the front lines, but you really see, the benefits of adding cash-based services for better business and better patient outcomes. Can you talk about some of the hiccups that you've seen in terms of the rollout and how you overcame that with the team in Shrewsbury?
Yeah, so very similar to Sean, what he had mentioned was I was very skeptical of modalities initially. We had a laser in our Harrisburg office, was being utilized somewhat, but not a ton. We actually brought it into our Hershey office, and Jan there did a fantastic job of bringing it on board and driving good utilization. And I saw that the benefit talking to her. I saw the benefit in the patients, but also then as a business owner as well. So what Sean said was key was we had to get staff buy-in immediately. If my staff was not on board, this was not going to be successful. So getting the staff on board, showing the benefit of the laser through research, but also how it's going to affect us as a business also. Broad buy-in from the staff. We also brought someone from Innovus in to do a demo for us, show us the utilization of the laser. And that was the starting off point for us. And then for us, once we brought the laser in, it was really accountability. We have to make sure that we are utilizing it. So in our clinic specifically, I have each of my clinicians, we have a simple spreadsheet that has a list of their evaluations, all new patients, and it's, did they get a laser trial or not? Just for accountability purposes, because like Sean mentioned, if patients get trials, good things happen. You're not going to sell it to everybody, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, I like to say. So we have to do that trial, and then it's accountability on the provider. So I use it as part of our scorecard. Are all of your appropriate patients getting a trial of laser? And we just pull up the spreadsheet and look. And it's very quick to see, okay, we missed laser trials for this 2 weeks. What's going on here? And it's usually a quick course correction with my staff to get them back on to doing trials.
Great. And just to add, I looked it up really quick, Matt. We had totals, I think, through in terms of cash pay sales in 2023 in our three laser units. I think we did about 27,000. In 2024, it was up to 50,000. And the first 5 months of 2025, we did 150,000. So very ramped up, thanks to you and driving the ship there along with Jan. Sean, are you doing anything else other than the laser and the Bocce method of you had laser treatment out? What would you like to do?
We're doing that. And also we're just one thing that we're just starting to initiate now is starting to raise the expectations of patients from the get-go. So patients, when they set their evaluation, we're going to get something in the mail that has a therapist bio and that kind of thing to introduce them to the clinic. But also we'll have a coupon for a free laser trial and make sure they ask their therapist about it just from the get-go before the therapist even has a chance to mention it, that they're already expecting and they're going to want to redeem their coupon for a free trial.
Mark, Matt, anything that you're doing?
So one thing I've started talking to my staff, and this is part of the sales process, is being more prescriptive with the laser. And so I'm noticing that the clinicians that we have that do really well with laser sales, it's not just, oh, we're going to do a laser trial at your next visit. It is, this is the condition that you have. This is how I would see laser benefiting you. I think it's going to be very helpful. If your condition, and you give them specifics, it's not, we're going to try laser. For your condition specifically, I think it would benefit 2 times a week for about 4 to 6 weeks, give them very specific. So it's not cookie cutter. You're trying to prescribe it to them. And then that is at the initial evaluation, I'm doing that and already talking to them about the trial. So usually they come in their second visit and they're like, I'm doing my laser trial today, right? I'm really like, they're usually excited about it because we've talked about it at the initial evaluation.
Great. Couple of questions. How do you get the journal club work taken seriously in clinic? We tried it at one point and the clinicians didn't seem to care about it or take interest in it.
Not really an option. I mean, we just do it at our staff meetings. We rotate it around, and that's just part of the expectations.
Anything different there, Matt?
No, I agree with Sean. Like it's part of the culture of our clinic. Lifelong learning is a huge like core value for our clinic. So we do staff learning at mostly after every staff meeting, and it's just kind of expected. Yeah.
Next question, average price point. So we'll change this up for Amy. Most common package you're selling and how much does it cost, Sean?
Single for patients is $59 up to a 10 pack for $349. We average about $40 a treatment is what we end up selling.
And is that the same for laser and new fit?
That's just laser.
Okay. What's the new fit?
We don't do any laser new fit sales right now. Working on getting that going.
Oh, I thought you were using new fit. My fault.
We have it, but we haven't been using it for cash base. We were using it for some neuropathy stuff, but we were still under the new stuff that Garrett mentioned about as far as eSTEM being experimental for that. We haven't incorporated yet.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Matt, best or most common package?
Our most common package for laser is usually a 10 pack. That's what we're seeing. Good amount of 6 packs, but mostly a 10 pack, which is about $440 for us.
Next question from Tanya. I still struggle with staff that doesn't want to sell. I've tried to discuss benefits, add research, and talk about how the patient will get better, but what are other methods to get them to buy in? I have thoughts there, but Sean?
Again, the stuff that Doug shared with the Run DNA seminar that Chad recorded and the notes that he just shared, that's been huge for me when I looked at that recently. It's been very, very helpful.
Matt, same question.
Similar, all that stuff that Doug had mentioned, that Chad shared, but also seeing more experienced clinicians utilizing it. So I'm definitely a driving force in my clinic. I know Jan is a driving force in her clinic. A lot of my staff look up to me as their director, but also a mentor. So they see me utilizing it and how I'm utilizing it. So that's a huge thing.
Next one, we're going to do a combo of the two.
No.
Luke and Jordan asked, when you do free trials, is this during a regular PT visit or a separate visit? And the other one is it on the eval or a follow-up? Is the PT trial or tech? So how do you set that up, Sean?
So we don't have any tech, so it's a PT or PTA that's doing it. We generally don't have time to do it at the evaluation. Most of our evals take up the full time, so we at least make sure we mention it and write it on our plan of care. And it usually happens at the second visit. It's amazing what that machine can do in 2 or 3 minutes. So once your clinicians get familiar with it, it's 3 to 5 minutes to set it up, administer the treatment, and go on. So we're still getting all of our other units and things like that we need in the visit as well.
Same question, Matt.
Yeah, exactly. Same as Sean. We have aides in our clinic, but in the state of Pennsylvania, it has to be done by a licensed provider. So one of our PTs or PTAs are doing the treatment, and it's usually at visit 2. Yeah.
Great. Can you provide the average cost of the laser for the provider? I think you want to get that directly from, depending on the unit you get, I think you want to get that directly from whoever you're buying the laser from, Amy. Does anyone offer incentives for the PTs to sell laser?
Right now, where I'm still paying it off, it's $5 a treatment that goes towards the clinic, and then we split it up because ideally it's not just the therapist that's selling it; it's the front desk that has some sway in that as well, asking if people have had their laser, if they want to buy a package and that sort of thing. So we split it up amongst the clinic right now.
Matt?
So for us, our clinicians have a salary plus productivity bonus, and we kind of separate out their PT production and then add in their cash-based service production into that. So it's a percentage of their bonus.
Yeah. we are at time. Time flies when you're having fun here. Matt and Sean, how about some love for Matt and Sean in the chat from everybody? Thank you so much for sharing. And only because you mentioned it, I did find that original video from Doug. That's in the chat for everybody. I think that's a winner. Thank you both for everything that you're doing and for sharing your time here today.
Thanks, Chad.
No problem. Thanks for having me, Chad.